Phew, we had a false start. What's up, everyone? I am the High Priestess Phoenix. I am your spiritual healer, teacher, shaman, seer, oracle, lightworker, starseed, earth angel, mystic, medium, psychic, witch, yogi, guru, messenger of God, child of God, the Lilith reincarnated, here on a part two. In order to keep up with me, you would have had to catch my earlier video, which was pretty short and sweet, and that's why we're going to dive a little bit deeper in to see what's going on. Hey, I saw a couple of new people. What's up, new people? Welcome. Again, I am your spiritual healer. I'm here to help you heal your internal wounds. You came on the Friday. We have a little jingle to this. Friday, then Saturday, Sunday, what? So we dived in a little bit earlier trying to find our, areas in our lives that we needed to work with, but it really just didn't resonate with me. I just read that to you, and then class is dismissed. I was like a substitute teacher at that point, very disconnected from the message because it really just doesn't resonate. And it's nothing to do with the message, it's just me. I'm not really in collective energy at all. I'm like super floating like a fucking air balloon, so I couldn't really grasp the fucking the whole situation for you guys to give you a good teaching on it. We were looking at some of the cards we pulled out. We pulled out a couple of cards, and usually I can go into one card I can get into an hour, telling you a whole story about it. I just wasn't in it. But the first card was talking about hell, the goddess hell, and that's a place of acceptance and denial. The duality is acceptance and denial. Denying, your reality, or accepting it. That's just really it. As far as hell, there's a whole teaching about it. It's the Norse goddess hell, his daughter. As far as Christianity's definition of hell, I look at that as hell on earth, the Christian walk here on earth, as described through Dante's Inferno, which I pulled through the Inferno, and we were at the gates of the damned or something, gates at the city of the damned. So we were just entering hell, and it told you to take caution. I pulled up the dark mirrors, and the dark mirrors pulled out revenge, right? So that was something on the surface, and I was like, well, what are you fighting for? And what kind of justice, what vengefulness are we taking out here? And then I pulled out the black Liliths, and it showed Aquarius. Talking about honoring your freak flag and stuff like that. So there was a lot of mixed messages going on there that I didn't really put together as a combined message. So I wanted to dive deeper in that for the collective. I personally don't feel any of those other than just being the freak that I am and letting my flag fly. But they're my readings. It's my energy, so I'm bringing, my energy. That's what I find very interesting about a lot of card readers. They say it's for the collective, but they take no ownership over it unless it's the good shit. So, speaking about it, it's like, I'm the goddess of hell. Okay, I understand what hell is made up of. It's a place of your own making. It's pretty much your own karma. You can live heaven or hell here on earth, and that's where I've been. I've just been in the liminals. It hasn't been heaven, it hasn't been hell, it's just been in existence. And that's the best place to be, where you're just existing without, a pull towards the light or the dark, where you're in synchronicity with, just existence. So that's where I am, and I really didn't have much for it. I went ahead and pulled out my tarot. Why are we doing so much tarot? Well, because I always keep them easy accessible. And we're just always trying to get stronger in tarot in the sense of changing what people use it for and showing them what to, how it is actually help to guide your intuition and inspire you, and it's just a divination tool. As far as everyone else that uses tarot collectively, they're using it for nothing more than fucking love readings. And then there was another message I saw, Draco. I haven't seen Draco for a while. He popped up talking about, cults and shit like that. It's like, bro, I stopped fucking, playing magical wars a long time ago. I mean, they might be fighting, but they're hitting an invisible wall that, they're just hitting their own walls at this point. They're fighting their shadows. I'm not anywhere in that fucking message. I don't know who those people are that are taking on that shit, but I'm not taking on any magical. I did the last full moon, I was made aware that there was some magical attacks being sent, and I sent one hell of a fucking defense, and that might be what you guys are catching, but I don't give a fuck. I do my job. So let's see what's going on here. Go a little bit deeper. I also grabbed some wisdom oracles so we can, it's upside down, so we can have a, a closing message. But tell me more. Holy Spirit, tell me more of what I need to talk to them. Oh, that's all you need to know. That's all you need to know. The towers are falling. And people are going, you know what I mean? Vengeful about it. And it's putting them in their own little hells. Yeah. Well, the towers fall on this day. Always. What's my tower? Not really sure. I mean, I don't know. Reality is crushed. I guess I'm just left the reality, to be honest. The whole tower crushed. I'm sailing away. If I could put a card on myself, it would be the Six of Swords. I'm making that transition, dude. Everything's already fallen. I mean, pretty much. There was this one thing that happened today. I went over to Ray. I was like, hey, what would Jesus do? He's like, what do you mean? I was like, well, I'm supposed to turn in the car today, but if I don't, if they don't hit me with this repo fucking $650 by today, they're closed for the weekend. He said, just keep it till the weekend. We'll take it first thing in the morning. So, I mean, that could be a tower. I could get fucked in the morning and get more towered of, I might end up fucking Owen Hertz. Dude, they're going to hit me hard. They're going to hit me hard. I've had the car for like 2.5 weeks and I haven't paid for it. They're going to hit me hard. But anyways, that's a tower. In the sense of, I got my job. And now my whole focus is on my new reality. I've left all sense of whatever, reality I had hoped for. My current car, actually, that could be a tower. It is. I got a notification. One of the lights went on. The battery light went on. So there's another thing I have to fix. And that's what I was thinking, too. It's like, how much money am I putting into this car? Should I just go buy a new car? You know what I mean? Like, how much money am I really about to put into this car? I don't really know if it's the battery or the alternator. We'll have to do a little bit of work tomorrow to figure that out. I think it's the battery because I'm pretty sure I replaced the battery from this place in Commerce City where they refurbish batteries and it probably just wasn't going to last forever. So I think I just need another battery. Can't go wrong there. I'm hoping it's just another battery because an alternator is another bullshit. But most people learn all mechanics with alternators. So with my friend here that seems to know fucking everything about everything, that's what he told me today. He's like, I have literally broke down every piece of this fucking trailer and rebuilt it. I was like, cool, because I know shit about nothing about a trailer. Anyway, so I just, there's towers around us. Things are falling apart. That's all that means. In order for, what that means really is it's falling together. It's coming together. But it has to crumble into pieces. That's the start of alchemy. I didn't bring those cards out. I don't feel like digging them out right now, but that's the whole start of it. Is, the dark night of the soul, the tower, calcination. It's when something happens, something unforeseen. And I told you, the chaos, that's what I told you, is they said that it'll happen. Something will fucking shove you into a state of chaos where it's going to force change upon you. And that's also, it shoves you into your fears, it shoves you into your worst nightmares, it shoves you into change. You don't want to change. I mean, you do, but you don't have the strength to do it. And so then what do? They force it, like I said earlier. They force change upon you. You know what I mean? Really. So that's just it. You know what I mean? I got accepted to my position. It starts in April, but I can go in as soon as I want. So it's literally just waiting for the time to go by and enjoying each day while the moment goes by and trying to stay steady and, faith and stuff. As far as your guys' towers, I don't know, man. I mean, we've been talking about it all week. I've been trying to prepare you for it. Something's going wrong. Everything's going wrong so you can go in the right direction is what I've heard. That's what that means. Right? Okay, tell us more. Well, I'll go ahead and break it down. We have new people. And that's why it's so important, too, to keep the tarot going is because, they don't know tarot. I hardly fucking know tarot. I read energy. Look, I put new fucking batteries in this thing. This thing is bright as fuck. It was so bright in the car. I was like, turn it off. So we'll have plenty of light. Let's talk about the tower. I just want to point out that when I was doing my shuffle, I saw the Princess of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles. And then right now I just turned to her again, the Queen of Pentacles. We're talking about the tower, though, so that's later on in the bullshit. Temperance, Death, Hangman, Justice, Word, Hermit, Strength, Lovers. Where's the tower come in? After Justice? Hangman. We pulled the Hangman just yesterday. Does the Tower really come after the Hangman? No, Death comes after that. Temperance. The Tower. Alright, here's where we are, new people. You are the Fool. When I say the Fool, it's us. As us fools, we journey on. Thinking we finally left the old self behind, we come to a new tower rising over a stormy sea. That's it. Just as soon as you think you've made all of the progress you need to make and that you've gotten rid of all things and, you know, you're there, here comes another one. It's a wave, bro. It's just a wave. It's just a wave. Okay? Though it seems to be powerful, protective fortress, the Fool thinks it looks forbidden, more like a prison. You have built this tower from lies, the wind whispers. It's made out of all the dogmas and masks that you've built around your soul. The lies that you have told yourself about who you really are, as you strove to make your way in the world to prove yourself. It's really the truth, is I shared that in my shorts. It's not really going too far because it had a copyright on it. But that's what it is we have to break down the structure of what you think yourself is. You think so little of yourself. And that's exactly what it is. It's like, you know, for anyone that knew, you know, it's Doctor Strange, bro. I'm the strangest person in this fucking planet, bro. I'm Doctor Strange in that sense. That lady, or man, him, them. It's like, you think so little of yourself. You think that you're not so important, but you're really an infinite piece of an infinite universe. And it all lies within you and totally accessible. I know I sounded like that freak telling him that I could help him heal, but when I went to go look at it, I went to stalk his page just a bit ago. He's already using holistic ways of healing. He said that the chemo didn't work. He had to stop the chemo. It wasn't working. So he's looking for holistic ways, so perhaps he'll take my invite, and I'll give it a chance to show you guys that, you know, the power that Jesus told you lied within, I have as well. It's faith. If two or more believe, bro, watch this. Let me bring my stones and some herbs, bro. We're going to anoint your shit, and we're going to pour this shit out. Everybody stand back. But anyways, the lies that you've told yourself about who you really are, and as you strove to make your way in the world to prove yourself. That's it. You believe you're your title and shit. You believe you're your parents. You believe you're... All this shit is not true, dude. Everything that's been put on you, we got to take off of you and put you back in your rightful place. You are a child of God. You're none of those things. And as a child of God, you're royalty, bro. You're universal royalty. Inside the tower, you could conceive yourself that you were superior, but in reality, it is constructed of self-imposed limits, brick by brick. It is built on false foundations, and until it crumbles down, I'm seeing Scorpio, until it crumbles, your soul will not be free and open to all the possibilities it can experience. Now I saw both of the Scorpios. I saw the card earlier. I was like, get out of my face. I don't know what he's going through. I haven't talked to him in a very long time. And again, I'm a bitch about it. I reject a lot of my twin flame callings. I really do. I'm like, no, I don't want to. I don't want to put my energy on thinking about you and putting myself in your energy. I just don't. I can hear them calling, but I just don't. If God makes me, it's one thing, but I'm not going to give you too much of my energy, bro, because I don't really want to go to the place that you're at. And the place that you're at is your own fucking hell. And so going back to it, as I said this, is like, you know, he's convinced himself, most of you have convinced yourself that you are superior, but in reality, it's a construct of self-imposed limits, meaning you think you're so much better off than me, but you can't do half the shit that I do. Brick by brick, it's built on false foundations, and until it crumbles, your soul will not be free and open to all possibilities it can experience. And that's it. He said to me, it's like, he didn't understand it. It's like, bro, no, you have to destroy your marriage because you're not happy. It doesn't make me happy to watch you destroy something that you worked hard at. But you're not happy working hard at it. And happiness won't come from working hard at it. Bow down. Only the limited, and that goes back to Russ, you know, there was a lot of that. Russ, really, I kept trying to, that's what people do, and they don't like, and that's that defense, bro. And you're welcome to play defense, bro. My offensive line will fucking smash you, bro. We don't play that game. Homie, don't play that. Going back to my, you know what I mean, my spirit guides, they're the ones you're going to meet before you ever see me. Before you ever see me. You'll see God before you see me. Anyways, going back to it, you know, yesterday's teaching and stuff, going back to Russ and most people, God brings me to you to tell you what you need to work on. And you become defensive. And you want to scream and yell and throw a big-ass fit and make me feel small and tell me that I ain't right and try to fucking boast yourself up. But in doing so, you prove that everything I said was true. You make yourself look like a whole big-ass idiot trying to fight me. And all I did was come and try to make you self-aware of yourself and start your self-healing journey. I make you aware of where you need to start, and then I bring you to my page to journey with us through this journey. But instead, you just want to sit there, and that was the fight between me and Russ. It's like, you're hurting. No, the fuck I'm not. No, you're fucking damaged. No, the fuck I'm not. You're fucking, you know, and that was it. He would spend all of his time trying to prove that, you know, and to himself, I suppose, that I was a lie. It wasn't lying. It wasn't working for us, but whatever he believed in his superiority is, you know, he believed himself to be better than me. And he had to prove it, and he had to keep proving it using his material fucking, you know what I mean, madness. And then it finally broke at Fendi Bucket. It's like, that's a stupid-ass hat. You're stupid, you and your clown-ass hat. But the words that came out, it was like, all right, fine. When we went too low, when it went too far, that was the song, It Went Too Far. You would have said it went too far with Nasty, but it had only just begun. It was just the tip, right, Russ? Hey, did you see that, Russ? The fucking, did anybody see that? I posted it yesterday. When I went to the museum, there is a particular statue that represents the penis of Shiva, and it's just the tip. I thought of you, Russ, when I saw it. You're not Shiva, but still. Anyways, let's move on to this.
Where's that water jug?
It's right up there. I keep it out here because it's nice and cold out here. Alright, so let's talk about it. Let's see. Only the limitless power of the lightning strike of the gods can destroy the tower. When it does, what will be left is absolute truth. And only on this foundation can you rebuild yourself. And that's really it, dude. Like, going back to my house, that shit was built on tears and fears, bro. Years of tears and fears, bro. Everything in that house reminded me of my pain and suffering. You know what I mean? In a way that it wasn't, I couldn't even begin to find peace in that place. You know, going back to my neighbors, going back to everything, it was like there was no peace in that place. And that wasn't who I was. That was just a place that I lived. And it's funny because he looked at me in that place and he thought I was in a good place. It's like, bro, I'm in a really bad place right now. It only gets better. Anyways, going back to it. Pity. I pity you more than you pity me, my friends. I really do. I really do. Alright, we're going to need to turn the light up on this bitch. Because we need to see some shit. Alright, the lightning flash of truth breaks down the structure of lies in the tower. A shocking and painful revelation shatters false beliefs and institutions. Meaning, what the fuck did I think? What the fuck was I thinking? Institutions are just constructs of your mind. Meaning you lived by this code of conduct. Leaving you devastated. Your world is in turmoil and it'll never be the same again. This is a crisis that shakes you to the core, whether it is a divorce, a broken engagement, a betrayal, the enforced stripping of a mask you chose to wear, the failure of your business, loss of your job, a death, health problems, or the loss of a cherished idea or belief. Take comfort in the fact that nothing built on false foundations could last. It is better to tear it down and start again. This is a wake-up call. When we refuse to see what is in front of us, we will cling to things, people, and attitudes or beliefs that block or damage us. The gods send the tower. And that's it. It's like you're holding on to something that's not real. And they got to pull it. They got to show you that it's not real, bro. They got to break you out of this idea. Like, you're pissed off that this relationship fell apart. But it was never real, bro. You're pissed off that this job didn't work out, but it was never good for you. You're pissed off that, you know what I mean, that you're sick. Okay, well, you needed to change your lifestyle anyways. You shouldn't even be pissed, dude. You shouldn't even be pissed. Because there's fucking children that are diagnosed with probably whatever you had. They were born with that lifestyle, bro. I don't pity fucking adults that get fucking diagnoses when I know that kids are born with them. And they fight with a fucking happy spirit, bro, to live. And you want to fucking curse everyone because you have to fight now for the rest of your life. All they know is the fight of life. They fight for life. And that's what it is you gave up the fight for life. You know, I see this look on his face when he says something. He's like, no, my life is not as exciting as yours. You mean chaos. That's very nice of you to say. Chaos is what it is, but it is an adventure. And you don't have such freedoms because you don't have such trust. Because you're bound by these things that you've made so important. And that goes back to my celebrities. There's nothing stopping them but their big fat pride. What would people say? What would I lose? Not what would I gain, but what would I lose? I'd lose followers. I'd lose fucking promotions. I'd lose fucking labels. I'd lose branding. You're always thinking about what you would lose, but never thinking about what the world offers you. So again, you're holding on to things out of fear. Alright? Let's go down here. Only God can send the tower. It shakes you out of your complacency and gives you an opportunity for the growth that you've been resisting. You can wallow in despair if you wish, or you can begin the transformational journey to the star. Okay, that's where that message was. I was showing you the tunnel. That's exactly how it is there's a light on the end of this tunnel. But yeah, you're going to have to walk down the dark forest. And that would explain why you're vengeful and why you're in hell. Because everything, you know what I mean? You've been casted in your own hells, your biggest fears. The star means you've got to walk towards that light. You've got to find hope in this situation. You've got to learn the lesson to catch the blessing. You know, there's a lot of these things that I did, and I'm like, fuck. And the only thing I could look back on is like, man, at least you did it. You could have never said or did some shit like that before. Some of it is just being brave enough to do it. That's all it was. It's like, it's the self-empowerment. Fuck, I finally stood up, I guess. I had to stand up to them. They were an asshole, bro. They've been an asshole my whole life, man. I don't know why I didn't just tell them they were an asshole. I've been nice to them. You know, and that's where it is. It's like, fuck, I just lost somebody. Yeah, but that was nobody, bro. And you've been holding on to that nobody for so long. Letting them fucking treat you like shit. Some of that is just that, dude. You're really pleased. I hear the coyotes. Interesting. I noticed I went down and my offering was gone. Almost everything. There was an orange and an apple left. That was it. Everything else was gone. Interesting, right? Yeah, those are coyotes for sure. They're not far. Probably over there. Yeah. Okay. So, you know, it's God and the universe for calling you to greater things. But the greatness is on the other side of this mess that, you know, that you've created for yourself. It was never going to work, dude. I mean, you thought it was going to work, and that goes back to me. I mean, going through these twin flames. This was never going to work. What the fuck was I thinking? I mean, I was thinking from a good place. It could have worked, but it's just not meant to be, and I get it. Okay, moving on. What did you learn from this? You know, there's a lot of those, man, I just invested so much time and energy and blah, 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 and this isn't even fucking, I got nothing to show for this. Nope, you do. You know, I'm seeing Las Vegas. Damn, bro. That was a letdown, bro. I really saw that I really thought I could do this and make money doing it. And we could be like, you know, I could make this transition into this world and make it cool. I was like, man, I really saw it. And I sat there crying. And God's like, but you were it. You didn't have to make the money to be it. You saw yourself on the big screen. And you walked down the fucking walk of fame. And you were ready, and you set up, and you were ready to be you. You wore your flag. You are that person. Like, yeah, but can I get paid for some shit? Just kidding. I'm not kidding. I'm very material about this shit. Anyways, going on. Let's see. On the spiritual path, the tower relates to stripping of the ego, which still persists no matter how many times we feel we dealt with it. And that's my ego. It's like, oh, are you going to just keep being, why are you being a bitch? Oh, no. That's just who I am. I'm working on it. It's a process which usually begins in the craft. The candidate progresses towards the second degree, when the gods may test the fitness of the candidate to limit their endurance. The symbol of the second degree is the inverted pentacle, the world turned upside down, because it is often precisely what happens to the candidate. Well, that's what I told you earlier. It's like you guys could never be in my position and be calm and still and trusting. You couldn't be jobed like this, bro, but you're gonna get jobed one piece at a time. And that's it. It's the stripping of everything that, you know what I mean? Like, could you still be a good person if everything's bad? Could you still be a good person if everything outside of you is bad? That's what I heard. You guys deem my situation as bad. Like, could you and your family find hope and happiness and gratitude in being, trapped in your car over a winter? Nah, I don't think so. I think, you know what I mean, your pride, your desperation, your fears, what would people think, all of that would eat you alive. You could never sit in my, you know what I mean, be in my place and keep your head held high. And that's really what it is. It's the snow globe. They shake the globe and everything comes flying out, and you've got to stand still in faith and in all your virtues, dude. And that's what I said, is like, these things, they can make or break you in the sense, I suppose. And that's where it sends you into, your own personal hell. But in that place, you can find your own strength. And that's what, Dante describes, and that's what Carl Jung said, is you got to go into the darkest pits of your own mind and deal with your own demons, your own devil, your own fears. You know what I mean? Put yourself in my shoes. Could you possibly walk a day in my shoes? It wasn't easy. And that's what it is, it's going back to the ego. It's your pride. It's your programming. It's your sense of self. Your self is always there trying to lead yourself. But your spirit is trying to overtake this sense of self, which is your consciousness, the programming of the skin you wear. It's the self. There's the higher self, as they say, your soul, and the lower self, which is your conscious or the flesh that you wear. It's a duality of the mind and the heart. The mind is every existence, and it steps in when it has something, it has an opinion. And that's what it's talking about, the ego always arises, and that's it. It's like the world being turned upside down is, can you still have your grounding even if there is no ground? If there's nowhere to stand, can you still stand tall? This is what I'm hearing, all these great, whatever. Okay, the symbol, second degree. Because it often precisely when the candidate, it indicates the four physical elements, the earthly considerations such as position and ego, still dominate spirit. The fifth element, the candidate will go through a dark night of the soul during which everything is questioned. When the initiate's everyday life might be forcibly and painfully reshaped by God. The second degree candidate often seems to be regressing rather than progressing, while the progress takes place. And that's it. You feel like you're falling further and further into an abyss, but you're actually that's how it works, is you got to go deeper into it. Sadly, this is the flip side of people coming into their power. Unless ego can be contained, a true second degree can destroy the candidate. That's what happened to Russ. I told you. He got lost between Fomanach and Hell in my Dark Goddess book. There's stages of this, and he got lost in there. Where did Kanye get lost? I had a high priestess tell me that he got lost on the 126th level. Where the fuck is that? I don't know. I haven't really discovered that yet. She told me that from an outside perspective. This is a woman that remembers her first creations as actual elements, being nothing more than water. Wow. Anyways, I myself was made up of all the elements. But, you know, I get it. Going back to it, she had told me that we each get stuck in certain levels where it's like it's very hard to get out of, because these are our own deepest, darkest demons. So, like, for persons like the Scorpios, and I'm seeing, you know, the Knight of Wands, like Aries over there, he's going to get stuck in that level of lust for a long, 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 long time. People like me and Marshall, it's revenge and rage. How am I going to get... I can get over these other levels, but this one is really difficult. You know what I mean? And you get stuck in that. And then that's Kanye, you know what I mean? His ego, he was out there with his Nazi shirt. He's such a fucking Nazi, you fucking Nazi. I mean, it makes sense, right? Like, he's such a fucking Nazi. It makes sense. I mean, is he a Nazi? No, in the sense of, if there was a word to call that man, it'd be like, yeah, he's a fucking Nazi. He's a fucking... I'm just saying, you are what you wear. Going back to it, it's dangerous because, you know, when you get into these places, you face yourself, and that's where your shadow takes over. What do I mean by Russ? His ego took over, and he became his shadow self of himself, is what I said. He became a younger, you know what I mean? He regressed. You know, he was like, it was so funny. He went from being like, you know, 30 years old, playing golf and, you know, taking his dogs out on adventures, to being, you know, 21 and fucking drinking and acting, you know, playing basketball with the boys and buying fucking sports cars and weird shit. He went totally into it. And that's what happens is, like, you see them, they turn on, like, it's literally, you know, a regression. It's like a Benjamin Button thing where they turn all fucking childish and shit. They turn into their shadows. What is your shadow? It's a part of you that you repress, bro. That's like that girl I told you. Her name is Bronin. B-R-O-W-N. I don't know. I'll tag her in this shit. She's all love and light. Grand rising, beautiful soul. She's all about the light. But then you can see it, like, she's literally, like, wearing dark makeup. She's piercing her she's fucking 40. She's my age, 42 years old. She's getting face piercing. She's wearing all of these, like, these like, dude, she was wearing a cape one day. She wears all this fucking goth jewelry. You're like, what is happening? You're like, you're having a midlife crisis. No, her inner child, the shadow part of her that always wanted to do such things, is now taken over her. Have you seen Britney Spears? Yeah, bro. It is taken over her. She is not who she was. That is Kanye. That is taken over her. These are not the same people anymore, bro. They went into a certain part of their subconsciousness, and that part took over them. And they are operating from a fucking very wounded child-like essence. I swear to you. In the sense of, they don't have to act a certain age. It's just, where are they acting from? Which part is guiding them? So going back to, as I said, the Scorpios and the King, you know, the Knight of Wands, they're using their dick, bro. They're thinking with their dick. They're thinking with their dick, bro. Like, seriously. And that's just a teenage, you know, that's every, you know what I mean? That's every man turning a certain level of their, you know, ascension, you know, where you do that. You go through these stages where you're just gonna fuck every girl in the world. Thanks, Lil Wayne. I just want to fuck every girl in the world. That's just kind of where they go through, and then you outgrow that. But now you have these men that are like regressing into, you know, Nick Cannon, and they just want to fuck every girl in the world, and they're not really, like, you know, age appropriate, in the sense of they didn't fulfill these gaps in time, and now they're reliving them at weird, awkward levels in, you know, time and space, and we're looking at them like, you're a whole ass adult, and they're not, because a different part of their consciousness is taken over, and is, you know, they're working through that part, which is their inner child. Kind of scary. Watch out for that. And that's where you have to really evaluate. It's like, where am I coming from right here? What part of me is coming out right now? Is this 20-year-old me? Is this 30-year-old me? Is this 13-year-old me? Is this, like, you know what I mean? Because there's levels of you. They're all inside of you. that you can access when necessary. You know what I mean? You don't want to be fucking, I don't want to be 42 when I go to the fucking, you know what I mean, the fun center. I want to be fucking, you know what I mean, just like the kids, 13, I'm going to smash their ass. If I can get this kid out of my fucking go-kart, I swear I could beat her at a race. But since he won't ride his own go-kart, his extra weight in my car is, you know, I'm like trying to get him off of my boat so I can fucking smash them. But in the sense of, you know, age appropriateness, there's a time and a place where we let these... No, I was talking about how CJ makes me ride, and he rides in my go-kart, and I can't beat you at a race because he's extra weight. He's dead weight. It's probably because of the coyotes out here. I heard them too. She's trying to get into my altar? I don't know what's in my altar. Don't let her into my fucking altar. Why? Because there's all kinds of cool ass feathers and shit up there. She likes to like smell and shit. Alright, going back to it. It's like, yeah, there's a part of you. There's lots of parts of you that we go and we heal and we spend time with, and we let them come out and play, but we don't make them, you know, they don't get to rule our day, because, you know, we can't be acting like that all the time. Sorry, I saw what I did. I was like, you brought it out of me. How? I was being very, no, he didn't bring it. I don't know, and that's what it is, these mirrors. These guys. As much as I'm talking about it, I saw my little sit down with him. I'm like, I really just said it in the middle. I don't know what I said before I said it. We were sitting there at the table, drinking coffee, and I was like, I just had this image, and I told him about the image, and I was like, yeah, I'm just reflecting your dirty energy. I was like, no, this is a subconscious energy that's inside of me that feels for you and wants to be let out. Like, it wants to fucking, like, this is what I, like, and I don't even understand it. So I tell him I'm sitting there. Yup. Put the window up because you just heated up the car. Put the window up. All the way. Good Lord. She just wants to be extra nosy. Anyways, I'm sitting there and I'm like, I feel like I want to sit on your lap and feel like what it feels like for you to rub your hands on my back. And he's like, he looks at me. I'm sitting right across from him when I say this. Like, people don't say this. You don't. And that's what I hear Raj. Lucky is an intrusive thought. That's it. Every thought that comes to mind, I just speak out of my mouth. You know what I mean? Like, no fucking filter whatsoever. And I say this, and it's like, no, you can't do that. No. And he looks around like, what do people think? I don't give a fuck. And in the sense of, you know, where did that come from? I don't know. It's a part of me that just wants to, you know, there's a part of me that wants to do such things, right? And that was it, is denying these parts will lead to, this part might come out with someone else I really don't want to at a different time. You know what I mean? It's like, these parts really exist inside of you. And if you deny them, they become, you know what I mean? You walk in them a little, they overtake you. Truthfully, if they're not, you know what I mean, acknowledged and understood. It's not that. It's like, you know what I mean? Acknowledge that you have feelings for him. You actually do have sexual feelings. This is so weird. Where are these coming from? This is so weird. I feel all these weird feelings in my stomach. What is this? You have to acknowledge them. And then it's like, are you going to act on them? I mean, if I do, I might. I don't know. I don't know. I don't remember what happened last time. But last time, well, this didn't go any better. I just want to point that out. And you have to weigh it out. And you have to, like, take the risk. Like, all right, I see where this is going. Do I want to go? How long are we going to fight this? That's what I said, too. And then it had to stop there, too, because it was only going to get worse. This is the truth. There's a lot of sexual magnetism going on between us, and I keep denying it, and you just want to do it, but then there's all this extra stuff that comes with it, and I don't, this is all not so good. I mean, these are great feelings and stuff, but we need to figure this out and kind of, you know, tame the beast. There's a beast, there's some bestiality going on in here. It took about 2.5 years of running to figure that out. You should really face your fucking demons. Anyways, the second degree candidate often seems regressing, but rather than progressing, while the progress takes place. Sadly, This is the flip side of money people coming into their power. Unless your ego can be contained, a true second degree can destroy this candidate. And that's Mr. fucking Ego over there. I told him, Mr. Ego. Fucking, Wolfman. He's all ego, dude. I hate that. I hate that so much when you try to, like, use your power. You don't have no power, bro. You're regressing in the sense of trying to produce your power. That's what Russ did. The more you try to show how powerful you are, the more powerless you look. I can make money fall from the sky in blondes. Really? Come here, show me that. I want to see that. I want to see Fabio. I want to see fucking $100 bills. What was that song that you were singing today, Amelia? Some bitch better have my money. Did you guys see when she pulled that shit on Jimmy Kimmel? They did this thing. He was dead ass asleep. I thought about it the other day, and then she said it today. Bitch better have my money. It was the release of the song, so she just pranked him, and his wife let him in the middle of the night. He's like dead ass asleep in his bed, and she crawls up on top of his bed, turns on her song, blasts the fucking lights, and starts throwing $100 bills at him. Bitch better have my money. I was like, dude, that's so sick. I thought about it. I was like, what was he thinking when he came back into his skin and saw Rihanna screaming in his face, throwing $100 bills? Like, I must be dreaming, bro. This is not really happening. Are you really here? Are you really here? I feel like this might really be happening. That's kind of how I wake up a lot. I'm like, is this shit for real, bro? Is this really? Kanye did what? What's going on in the is this real? I'm going back to it. That's what he said. I can teach you how to manifest to make money fall from the sky. I gotta learn that, bro. You're such a fucking liar. That's why you're out here doing these fucking love readings. You're such a fucking liar. Get on my nerves. We're never gonna get past this card. It's a tower moment. Alright, let's get down to your ego. The true initiate seeks to free the spirit from the chains of ego and the material realm so that the soul might pass freely through the universal doors and know what is unknowable in the normal course of life. And that's it. You can't gain this kind of power and this kind of access. You can only read about it, bro, and that's all he does is read about it. Why did you ever say that, dude? I saw him masturbating, bro. Like his actual wiener? No, I saw the fucking actual functions of how it looks. That's gross. You cross your legs while you do it? What a weirdo. Fuck me, right? This is getting gross. In the sense of, I'm like... Here comes the witch laugh. Oh, God. Hold on. It's a tower moment. He told us in one of his earlier videos that something about he uses masturbation as a form of fucking divine connection and cleaning his chakras. So I'm like, alright, you read about all this and then you what? Sit down and masturbate? I told you, dude. They're thinking with their penis. This is not even funny. You wonder why he attracted me. This is not even funny. Come here, fucker. Come here, fucker. I'm gonna fucking rub you dry, you dickhead. This fucking guy. I mean, in essence, this is not how it works, bro. This is not how it... He's like, let me show you how it works. I want to... Can you imagine? He's just sitting there. I'm seeing that whole movie from 7. I'm dying. Brad Pitt, he's all... When you're crazy, like you clearly are, and you're sitting there masturbating in your room, do you ever think to yourself, man, I'm fucking crazy? That's what he said. I clowned him so hard he went to Egypt to go masturbate. I was all, yeah, no wonder your girlfriend didn't want to go for that ride. I don't want to be seen. What are we doing? Oh, man. What kind of weirdo did I start dating? I thought the sex was good. No wonder you're over there sexing yourself. Can you see him? $100 bills. I see Marshall. It got dark and dirty real quick. Very dingy. Can't be in the Scorpio energy without this shit coming out. Anyways, it's really funny though, because my Scorpio, he seems very timid and passive. I feel like that's probably why I scare him on all levels. He doesn't know if my head's gonna turn around and I'm gonna... The power of Christ compels you. Jeez, dude, I'm so funny. No wonder I'm single. Is that what you guys think? What if a spirit takes over her while she's fucking me? I don't know. That would be pretty funny too. At this point, I think that's exactly who was fucking you before, because I wasn't there. What spirit was fucking you before? I'm sorry, going back to it. You're so stupid, bro. You and your ego. Put down... Oh, man, that's a whole nother thing. Bro, of course I would have to deal with sex addicts, bro. I thought, you know... I mean, of course, I'm gonna... Show me R. Kelly. I didn't realize I had to go through you to get to that guy. There's many levels of this shit before you can reach that guy. This is bullshit. We gotta start out with basic masturbators. This is bullshit. This is bullshit. Pornography and masturbation. His arm, his knees is weak, his palms are sweaty. Shut up, Marshall. Of course you would come into this conversation, you chronic masturbator. Motherfuckers. Dude, I can't take y'all. I'm just trying to... This is the tower for sure. You and your fucking egos. The death of the ego is not a death of itself, but it's a birth. You gotta put down... Oh, man. The things that make you think you're powerful make you weak, bro. Okay? Your job doesn't make you successful. You make your job successful. That goes back to Russ. It's like, bro... Never mind. I don't even want to say your name. Alright, reverse possibility. Reverse. The Tower card indicates that you know you need to go through a drastic change in your situation, beliefs or attitudes, yet you're trying to pretend that all is well and keep plastering over the cracks. You fucking crackhead. That's Russ. His life's all fucked up. He's just gonna write a song about it. I'll be alright. I'm gonna buy some new gear. I'm gonna go fucking on tour. Everything's fine. Sure, Lewis. Everything's fine. Just dress it up, right? Yeah, okay. Dress it up. You are refusing to face the inevitable, Marshall. Yeah, you too, dickhead. 52? How much longer? I swear. Though it is difficult and even shocking, change is an essential part of the life's journey. If you want to achieve what you aspire to, let go of your illusions, no matter how painful that is, or you will face the same difficulties again and again and again and again and again. Oh, God, speaking of these douchebags, what are you doing? Another year of music? Because we really need that in our lives. We need your music. We're dying for it, right? We really, really need that in our lives. You need to get a life. That's all I'm going to say about that. Let's see if we can make it through with the seat. 48 minutes of one bullshit-ass card. We're doing about right. Let's get on to the next bullshit-ass. It's a truce, bro. Just give up. Just let it go, bro. It's a fucking truce. What is that? 4 swords. It's a truce. Wands, swords. Swords, swords. Ugh, I saw Loki again. You know, there's always the trickster inside of you. That fucking guy. 6 of swords, 5 of swords, 4 swords. Alright, I'm just going to get to the meaning of this. You had a traumatic time, but the card indicates a period of calm, a stepping back during which you should recharge your physical and mental strength and reassess your priorities before returning to the fray. Meaning you fucking retreat, bro. I'm not going back into the Matrix right now. I got my ass beat. I got my ass kicked in there. I got my ass kicked. I'm going to go back out and fight, but not right now. Whether this card relates to an illness, a work stress, quarrels, or relationship breakdown, you need the breathing space. So don't try to fit it with activity or any important decisions at this time. The card comes as a warning that should not be ignored. And that's it too. What I do today. Really, I couldn't really do much. I wanted to do all kinds of shit, and then I didn't do shit. I really didn't. I was like, I'm gonna do laundry. I obviously, the main priority was returning my information to get my background check and get my position started. So I did that. Other than that, we just did the basic shit. And that's it. It's like, don't fill your time and energy with stuff. Just rest and recoup and, you know what I mean, regroup is what we got out of this. Reverse meaning. Remember, we have 10 days of sadness. So if you guys are really doing this, expect what comes next. And that's really going to be some, you know what I mean, the heartbreak of it. The ego death is real, bro. When you leave your job, it really hurts. You know what I mean? Like, seeing that guy. I want to point that out. I saw him the other night, right? It was in my video. The other night I went into a hotel I don't go into, and I went to use the restroom, and it was a guy that I used to work with, a night auditor that I used to work with at the same hotel with Bobby. And it brought all that back. You know, that was part of, I was climbing that ladder. I started in PBX in the back of the fucking, you know, answering the phones. Then I moved to front desk, right? From front desk, I could have took a position. I was trying to get the sales position, but I turned down the HR position to take the night audit position so that I could have managerial background. But after 3 months, I was too tired because I still had the kids. And I asked to back out of it, but they couldn't put me in a lower position. So there was nowhere for me to go, and I literally had to walk away from that job. I invested so much time and energy, and I loved it. But I literally couldn't physically do the job. In the middle of the night, I was literally on my break, I was going into Steve's office and taking naps, like in my fucking skirt, laying on the ground, sleeping because I couldn't do it anymore. And so I lost my career in hospitality. So I see him the other day, and he's still doing it. And it's crazy. He tells me the story how COVID came and the hotel changed hands and blah, 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 blah. And they ended up moving out here. He stayed out here. He said Steve just left last year, and he's now a general manager out in California. It's like, that's amazing. It's a world that, you know, I was totally invested in, but not. Now you go back to 3 weeks ago, I was at the other hotel, and that girl walked up at me, and she worked with me at TGI Fridays. And she reminded me of all that world. Remember, that was an important world. That got me out of homelessness. I was there, I had friends, I was making good money, and all of that. I was part of management. Again, climbing into management. Was making great money and shit. That's what got me out of homelessness, and I lost that too. It's like, you know, these things happen, and you lose more than the job, bro. These were your friends, this was your community, this was your way of life, you know what I mean? Now what am I gonna do? I've been doing this for so long. These were my peoples, you know. It's just like, you know, these things are hard. Relationships, all of it. It's like you're letting go of more than just one thing. You're letting go of you, a part of you. But that part still lives. Because as I sat there with him, you know, I'm looking at him. I used to, you know, I worked with him, and I would laugh at them. I was the life of the party at night, and I could do, you know what I mean, I could do their shift work just as quick. I caught on just as fucking fast working with Josh, dude. I did all of that shit. It took me a matter of weeks to do what he does, and he's still doing it. Bro, he's still doing it. It's 7 years later, and he's still doing the same fucking job. I asked him, are you still married? He said, yep. I didn't, you know what I mean? And that's it. And that girl, I saw her, she's like, that was over 10 years ago. You know what I mean? It's like, wow. You know, these periods of time, they were very important periods of time. That was who you were. And you still have those skills. Like, I could still go in, show me, you know what I mean, what you're working on, remind me what we do here, and I can do this again. But it's not, you know, after you've mastered it, and it's like after you got kicked out of your nest and you went on to have more life, you don't really think about going back to, you know what I mean, the old life. You have respect for it. And that's it too, you know. I told you, I don't have memories, so God has to literally bring them back to me. People, places, and things to remind me of who I was, only to empower me of how strong I was and what I went through to get to be who I am today. You know what I mean? It reminded me a lot of stuff. And that's those triggers, you know. So, reversed is, the Four of Swords reversed indicates an enforced seclusion rather than a voluntary one. This may be an exclusion from social groups you were once part of, and the end of a relationship, an illness, or an imprisonment. Well, that's where I am. I'm completely, I told you, cut off from collective energy and just also set apart right now. It's not that I can't, and that's what he said too. He was like, Ray said, damn, if you were taking the car back, I'd be driving that shit all over the place. I was like, yeah, but where would you go? He's like, good point. I was like, yeah, it's just going to cost a lot of gas. Where am I going? You know what I mean? I could drive this thing to fucking Grand Junction and back over the weekend, but what the fuck am I going to do in Grand Junction? You know what I mean? In the sense of, there's nowhere for me to go. There's nowhere better for me to be. There's nowhere I need to be. You know what I mean? I just need to be, as long as the kids have what they want. And, tomorrow we were going to do it today, but it got real windy. We're going to go over to the Rocky Mountain National Reserve, or whatever it is, Arsenal. It's right over there, and we've never done it. We drive by it all the time, and we see all the great, was it yesterday? Maybe today? Today we saw the buffalo. And said we're going to go over there and check it out. And then we were talking to this dude today, and he said you can drive straight through it. So we're going to go do that tomorrow. So we're going to drive through the reserve and check out all the animals. It's kind of like, I don't know. I've never really done it. I just drive by on 56 to see, and I see them over the fence all the time. So we're going to drive through there, and we're going to do that. It'll be a cool Saturday. But in the sense of, we're still put apart. That's the Hermit, that's the Moon, that's the Eight of Cups. You're always set apart so that you can regroup. That's what that is all about. All right, final outcome, please, after our Tower and our Truce. The King of Pentacles. I told you I saw them all. I saw the Princess, the Queen, and the King. What does this mean? The Pentacles are the reality. It steps through the reality, right? So the Princess of Pentacles is, she's Sahame. Let me show you. These are all stories, these are all steps through the cards. We're taking these steps. And then I saw the Ace of Cups. That's also what I saw earlier. Okay, so the Princess of Pentacles is Sahame, but it's also Sarah or Khalik. It's all about endurance and finding the light, finding inspiration during the difficulties, right? This is when the veil is the thinnest. I'll tell you the story. The wheel turns, and that's where this is really important as we're going through seasons. How many times have I said that in the week? I am Khalik, daughter of the winter sun, and mine are the darkest months of the year. I bring the end of summer and the growth of the hardened to the earth and with frost. Okay, Khalik is like Kobe in the female form. It's all about endurance. Through the darkest periods, they send you into a place of hibernation. It's always during winter. We came out just to get a fresh breeze, but we must go back in, and that's what I saw too. Next week it's going to snow. I saw this all play out. They'll put me back in the hotel, and then from there I can get my car fixed, and then we'll get, I can see this all moving. I saw it all move out. This whole thing play out. But that's it, is the inspiration. It's a time for calling in death. Everything dissolves in my cauldron as things return to the source. But as the mound, it raises above the seed, and the seed prepares itself for rebirth, and all things are transformed by death. And that's what it is. After we destroy everything, we can start new again. But you can't start on the foundation that you have. And that's exactly what the King of Pentacles is going to reiterate to you. Now let's go to the Queen of Pentacles, which is, again, this is the next one, and it's got my feather here. You see it? Isn't it such a beautiful feather? I move it from place to place. It was in my Nine of Cups. Okay, so this one is, hold on a second, this one went. The wheel turns, she tells him. I'm the Queen of the Earth, the Crone of Winter. I feel like she had a name. Anyways, let's move on. My season brings gloom and death, and it is just when bane and darkness threatens to overwhelm the world, there comes a pause, a breath before the cycle continues, the winter solstice. Hope is renewed in a time of great darkness, and this is the great mystery. It is I who restores order from chaos and brings life from death. I am the gatekeeper of transformation. It is I who draw forth the mysteries hidden in the life and bring forth the rebirth of child of promise and the reborn son. The Queen of Pentacles is a wise woman on earth that allows the life force to flow through her in order to teach, nurture, and sustain with compassion. Hers is the path of the spiritual enlightenment through faith and the abundance of the universe. She shows us that in caring for the environment and the people around us, we nourish ourselves. Her appearance in a reading is an auspicious sign as she brings well-being, security, and plenty. She has the ability to shape the substance of the world in order to give birth to dreams. This means that you can manifest your ideas and find practical solutions to problems. Be sure to take care of your health, your home, and establish a good work life. Okay? Now, so that's what I'm talking about. It's all about reality. They're working with our reality after. They're great signs. Hold on. Dude, I just want to point out that that card was very true about eye infections. My eye has been itching and it was like kind of like sore. Those cards, bro. I hate those cards, bro. It really happened. My eye is sore. Which one? My left one? Not my third eye. I'm fine. Alright, so here we are at the end of our journey where we're going to end our cards tonight. At the end of our journey through the realm of pentacles, the Fool meets the ruler, sitting on the throne, but not on a throne, but on the ground. I am Lord of the earth, the king tells him. Matter is crystallized energy. An idea is nothing until it is brought into being. And so it is with the natural world, which is with manifestation of the divine creative force. Know that the physical realm is not the opposite of the spiritual realm. It is sacred. Contact with nature opens the way to mystical experiences and the transformation of your soul. That's what I meant earlier. When you sit out in nature and space, you sit out in an open space, your mind fills that space. Anything from past, present, and future, the veil lifts. When you're sitting outside as a camper, when you're sitting outside in the summer, when you're sitting outside in the winter watching the sun fall, if you're out there right now, and I encourage you to do this under the dark moon tonight, when the stars are brightest and the moon's not out there, to go out there and you can stare into the nothing of what is everything and watch how your mind fills it with thoughts and visions, songs and movies. All things come to mind when you sit out and look past the matrix, when you're in nature. That's my challenge to you guys, and that's why I want you to understand that's what I do. I don't have to masturbate to get on the other side of the veil. All I have to do is sit outside and look into God's garden. And from that garden, I can see the edges of the universe. It fills. Being outside is being connected, because outside is, the dirt, the whole planet was made of the universe. And if you're back in the dirt, like I am, I'm literally sitting in the dirt right now. If you're back in the dirt, you're back in the universe. You've made your own cells, you just don't know it. Your bedroom is nice and comfy, your living room and couch is great, but it's a cell. 4 walls, you're staring at a screen, the windows don't open, you don't go outside. You've made it a very comfortable cell. And if you came outside, you're scared of everything outside. You live in a box. I'm getting me a small little box myself, but only so that I can live outside. Because really, I realized what we needed from that box, and I seen it. All we needed was a space to lay our heads. We needed a place to eat our food and cook our food. We needed a bathroom facility. My daughter really needs a place to dance. My son really needs a place to play his video games. I really need a place to sit outside. That little guy that we're going to get, that answers all of our spaces. Now later, we'll need more. They'll have bigger needs. But for right now, that's all we need. You guys have a lot of space, but do you need all of that to feel good? I challenge you to go outside and watch how the open space fills up with all time and space. Okay? Contact with nature opens a way to the mystical experience and the transformation of your soul. And that's where it is. That's where your ideas come from. When you get out and you get some fresh air. When you get away from your problems. When you go for a walk. When you get away from it. You get in your car. You go for a drive. You get out of your town. You get out of your head. You go for a little vacay or staycay. You know what I mean? You get out of your reality. You can be filled with a new reality. What you do to the earth, you do to yourself. Since you are part of it, you are rooted in the physical realm. It supports and nourishes you. It links you to who you are, the past, your ancestors, to your land, to God's. Its rocks and stones and crystals are bones of Mother Earth. From the stuff of the earth grows all living things. This is important to me because, God told me I'm made of the dust of this earth. So all of the plants and all of the, the dirt and the stones are important to me because that's what I'm made of. God made me of those things. He made Adam of those things too. Eve was made of Adam's rib. Where that goes down to in science, who knows? But in essence, that's where that real connection is because the dust and the dirt and the fucking, you know what I mean, how you're treating her? I'm made of her. I'm made up of her. And when you go back and you sit with her, you remind, you know what I mean? That's your mother, Mother Earth. We're made up of the earth. And the earth was made up of the universe. We're made up of the universe. From the stuff of the earth grows all living things. It immerses nurturing power can sustain everything from the great oak tree to the tiniest flower. My pinnacle is a symbol of the human being. The circle that surrounds it represents infinity and eternity, the cycles of life, protection, and the containment of the magical circle and its secrets, and the gods themselves. Upright meaning. The King of Pentacles is the Lord of the Earth who represents plenty, security, power, and stability. He advises you that you can now achieve pleasure and spiritual growth through appreciating the beauty of life and the world around you. And these are true riches. And that's what I mean is you can't even come out and play with me. You're so successful and you're so powerful and you're so rich that you can't play outside with me. You can't sit in the dirt with me. You know, I had this beautiful vision. Remember, Russ? It was a nightmare. I had this, here it comes again. It's been years. It was this reoccurring vision for quite some weeks. It just kept coming. This dream kept happening, and it was a real weird nightmare. I was sitting in the dirt. I always say it. I'm sitting in the dirt playing with Russ. We're little. And we're just playing, and we're having fun in the dirt. He's sitting on one side, and I'm sitting on mine, and we're playing with our hands in the dirt. And Bobby walks up, and he grabs my hand, and I have to leave with him. And I look back at Russ in the dirt, and I'm crying, because I had to leave him, and I was so happy playing with him in the dirt. I don't really know what that means. I never have. I tried to analyze it in so many ways back then, but as I say that, it's like you guys can't ever just come out and play. I've said that since the beginning. Marshall, are you ever going to be off work? Can you come out and play in the dirt? Can you come outside? You guys ever going to come out and play? They're waiting for me to come into their world, but they won't come out into, the real world. You're in a position to help others, so give generously of your time and resources to create abundance in your life and the lives around you. On a practical level, he signifies the ultimate achievement of a creative project, business venture, or investment accomplished through methodical work and attention to detail. I know, right? It's pretty cool. I got that job, and I'm about to get my trailer. It's so cool, right? It really materialized. It took a lot of time of belief, though. And I had a lot of other things to get rid of. I couldn't do that. And you know what's behind it, right? The lottery. You have to let go of everything, you know what I mean, before you can, you have to let go of the ego before you can walk in the fruits of the Spirit. My prophecy is prosperity. Do you know what I mean? And in order for me to do that, I had to walk in, I had to shed all of that. The insincere hanger-oners is what I saw from the fucking Knight of Wands. The insincere hanger-oners, stuff like that. And that's it, is like when you learn to, that's just me, you know what I mean? Going back to it, it's like you guys thought I was a gold digger. But the gold I was looking for was God. I never needed your money. And everybody else, all they wanted from you was money. All I wanted was your, your healing and your time. Your attention, your compassion. Money could have helped, but that's not what I was coming for. It's never something that, money is only to take care of the things that I need. So in essence, do I need your money? No. You could help me provide the things I need, and we can eliminate the idea of money. You could have helped me, but in essence, I've always done this myself, going back to Bobby. Does it bother you that she's taken care of? And in essence, yeah, I'm Lilith. It very much bothers me because I've had to take care of myself in all of my existence. I never was anybody's queen. or princess. I was always a goddess. The King of Pentacles may be you or a person in your life. I'm going to say me, and then we'll see if there's a he. I am a natural manager and like to be very successful in my career. Wherever you encounter me, I will be wise, fatherly figure who offers guidance and wisdom, generous with my time and energy, a conscientious mentor who will help nurture new talent. I am totally grounded, practical, hardworking, and reliable. Not totally grounded, no. I mean, in the sense of I'm all of these things, but not in one just area. Every move I make is carefully planned with tried and tested methods gained through long experience. Usually, or I mean, not always, though. I walk in the unknown. So if I don't know how this is going to work, that's, I don't have experience with it. I still walk. I don't let it stop me. That's how we gain the experience. That's what I'm just saying is like carefully planned and tried. And tested. I haven't tried everything. I haven't tested every method. We're going to try this. We're going to see if this works. I like to get my own way, but I do it in a manner that people are glad to oblige. I am slow to anger, but my temper can be explosive when roused. I enjoy the finer things in life and will have a tasteful home. I heard something. Where I love to entertain family and friends. As a life partner, I may not be big on romantic gestures, but I will be loyal and loving, even sensual and passionate, offering a life of financial security and protection, though I can be possessive. I suppose, in the sense of if you're mine, then you're mine. Why should I question that you're not mine? I thought you were mine. No, I'm not yours. Okay, then you're not mine. Then I'm not yours. Then this isn't real. All right, the reverse king indicates that you failed to achieve success you desired and may be in serious financial difficulties. It could appear that way. You could be it could be to any number of reasons, though maybe you didn't work hard enough, made poor decisions, got suckered into a get-rich-quick scheme. I mean, if you think about my car, I would say that. I thought I was going to get rich quick scheme. Gambled your money away, you were spending money like you didn't actually have it, or perhaps your dreams were just unrealistic. Forget about the image of being rich and successful you try to project. It's probably time to get an ordinary job and get yourself back into a stable situation. Which I am, an ordinary job. It's going to be an ordinary job, and that's great for me, and because it'll come with, my stability. I get a little ordinary little house with an ordinary job, and then we get, an ordinary life for a little bit of time while I work on my extraordinary work and try to, build that up. The King of Pentacles reverse may be a person in your life, or it may be you. Make no mistake, he is a shady character with no moral scruples. He could be a loan shark at your door, an embezzler, con man, cowboy builder, thief, or corrupt official. Of course, you may not recognize him straight away. If you get involved with him, he will have no conscience about living off you, and that's what they said, is that motherfucker coming in, cunning you out of your money. Things are far more important to them than Things are far more important than people to him, and he is obsessed with possessions and the show of wealth. That's so many of you. To get what he wants, he is not adverse to exploiting anyone or anything. If he is your life partner, he will be controlling, possessive, and suspicious, as well as cold and distant. He is unlikely to be faithful. As a father, he can be unfeeling towards his children, often absent and inattentive. I didn't give him his name yesterday. I told him, and I told him, and I told him, and I told him, and they know it. The kid's his father, bro. He does this shit anyways on fucking tax season, but he's really trying to fucking push me, bro. He's really stalking the shit out of me. He will not take fucking no for a fucking answer. He is all of those horrible things and more. And it's all about, he sees me coming, he sees a come up, bro. He wants to come up. And he is that, the absent father that doesn't care about his children, trying to deny them. He's stalking me. He's doing all this extra fucking bullshit. And it's all about a show of fucking wealth and all of that shit. And it's like, you're such a fucking piece of fucking, of shit, ultimately. And, there's me, and then there's, the opposite of me, which is that guy. It's like, the narcissist to empath. How does that work? polarities, duality. How can I have compassion for something you don't know exists? We attract the very opposite of what we are so that we can learn from that. We can learn about the other, you know what I mean, the polarities, and that's it. It's like, you know, I may be this thing, but that doesn't mean that that's the only thing that exists. There's polarities to everything. There's two, you know what I mean? There's this and there's that. Alright, so this makes more sense about it. Why you would be in a vengeful place and depression and all of this is the towers. The towers come in by the hours. They come in every weekend. My tower, I'm not, like I said, I think my battery's going out, which could cause, you know what I mean? That's just more fucking shit on my shit. Again, you just, that's what it means though, is during the towers, you just let the shit fucking hit the fan, bro. Everything is falling apart in my life right now. It's falling together, but you can't see that. And I've only done this forever, so only I know that that's really what's happening. You just hold on. What do you hold on to? God and his promises, bro, because everything else is falling apart. Why? It has to. All realities, and that's why I'm so set apart. I haven't thought about nobody today. I don't even know if I was on the internet. I've just literally been outside of reality, dude. Outside, focusing on the new reality that's ahead of me and not what I just came from. I'm literally like right in between it, but in the essence is like when I get there, I'm going to be real, you know, I'm going to realize I'm going to be in a new life, and I'm going to realize, you know, the life I left and all I learned and how, you know, how it made me and how sad it was, you know, and I might actually, I'm serious, bro. I might have to get rid of my car, is what I'm looking at. Because going forward, like, there's a lot of other reasons. You're like, another car? Yeah, bro. There's a lot of things. And that's what I told Ray. I was like, I just didn't keep up with it. So it was one thing after another after another. And when we put these all on a piece of paper, bro, we're talking as enough as to buy another car. You're like, how many things? I've got 2 windows I got to replace. They're not broken. One's cracked, but one is gone. Ray's going to take care of that for me. He knows how to do that. He can pull it and replace it. He said he'd take care of that. But then I've got my fucking brakes and my rotors, a tire and a fucking wheel. Something's going on with it. Could be either the battery or the alternator, which throw another one of those in there. Either one. You know what I mean? We've got labor costs to all of this shit. I'm like, if this is more than $1,000... you know what I mean? Then we might need to, like, look at this bigger. Because, again, I am getting a fucking big-ass trailer. A big-ass trailer. You know? So, I might need a big-ass car to go with this big-ass trailer. I'm just saying it. Everything's falling apart in my car. Is what's falling apart right now. That's all I can tell you. My car's falling apart. Not really, but it has been. And you know, every time I come back to it, I realize there's another fucking thing that's wrong with my car. But again, I drove this car like a fucking maniac all across the fucking US, bro. I literally wore and tore this maniac. And in essence, God said we were gonna ride it till the wheels fell off. The motherfucker came off, bro. I need another one. They kept coming off. The wheels keep coming off. It's almost out of energy is what it's saying. It literally, that's what it said. The code that came up before the battery light said, service, energy, what did it say? Service, battery charging system. I was like, oh, that could be a number of things. That could be the serpentine belt. That could be a number of things. I was like, oh, man. Does somebody have the codes? We need to find out what number this thing is. How many numbers this thing is going to cost. I mean, in essence, I'm being realistic. Things are looking a little, and that's it. It's like you could never sit in my shoes and be okay with this shit. You can never be jobed, bro. But you have to start the journey of it. He's going to do it. And I'm here to teach you, you know. You're like, I'm like this modern monk, bro, but I'm not. But because you know, I'm not. But it's like, it's realistically, and that goes back to, you know, the teachings, Hindu and Buddhism. You gotta fucking inner peace this shit, bro. Inner peace, because there is no peace until you find peace inside, bro. And yeah, everything can be like, fuck, this is going wrong, and this is going wrong, and this is going wrong, and I'm not worried about any of that, bro. I'm worried about what is going right. What's going right is I got that fucking job, bro. I got a bit of security waiting for me at the end of this month. I just got to make it through 30 days of darkness, bro. And it's fucking, you know what I mean? We're going, it's March Madness is what they call that. Whatever that means is what I heard. It's like, we got to go through it, bro. And yeah, it's gonna, you know, everything's, it's sad to say goodbye and go into, you know, I'm going far, far away in Colorado. I mean, he'll come and see me, but I'm going far, far away from what I know to start a new life. I'm just staying in the state of Colorado. I've never really been to this place. I mean, not really. I gotta be honest, bro. No, nah, I seen it on a map. But, you know, in the sense of I'm leaving everything that I know to chase, you know, my dreams. And, you know, my dreams are actually coming with more security than the life that I actually have. You know what I mean? And it's a dream come true. And it's like, in order for me to have that life, I have to let go of every bit of this life. You know, and going back to it, it's like the last thing I had in my life was this car. It's all I have in that life, bro. You know what I mean? And now the fucking, you know, if this thing, like, you know what I mean? If I have to make that decision, I'll have to. And it'll be the hardest decision because it's been everything to me. You know what I mean? And, you know, last week it was, believe it or not, it was my mom's suitcase. That one was, I didn't even see it coming. It broke me real hard. It's like, God, why? I've got to let go of everything, of everyone. Why do you always do this? I was just crying about it while I did it. Just left it there. I actually left my bracelets there and had to go back later that day, and I could have got it. But I just was brave and let it go. They had my bracelets. They didn't go in the room or anything. I had to go get my bracelets. That's it. It's like, fuck. But he said it too on the top of that mountain when it overheated the first time. I was like, oh no. He's like, I'll give you a new car. And that's it too. I saw another trailer today. This one was the exact one, bro. Okay, that one wasn't the exact one. That one has, as you saw, it has the couch and then it has a full bed and a bunk bed. Okay, the other one that I had a fucking queen room and then it had the bunk beds in the back. And it still had the dining area. That was the setup I was looking for. I found one today that was like, I don't even know, bro. I think it was like $1,000 cheaper than the one I was looking at. And it's closer. And it's the real one that I really wanted. And you know what I mean? And so there's still options. Like if I got a cheaper trailer, I could afford to, you know what I mean, get a car instead of fix all of this and shit. So it's like, you know, God might make me, you know what I mean? He might. And that would hurt. Like I said, it's a possession. And so the only possession that I still have, that and the clothes that are in it. But my clothes, most of them I've let go of, to be honest, because I outgrew them. These are all new clothes. And that's why I don't have a problem letting go of clothes, because I keep getting new ones. And that's it. It's like some things you're not so sure you'll get a new one. It's like, ooh, but a whole car? I could. I mean, I still have 30 days. I could end up getting one of these fucking RVs that drive and don't need a fucking car. I'm not sure yet. Things are still very not fully materialized, but I'm telling you, if I had to pick a fucking tower that's happening right now, it's the car situation. I'm having a hard time letting go of this other car because this car is falling apart now. I'm a little scared, is what happened. You're like, why didn't you take the car back? I know, right? Well, my intentions was just to drive this one, but now I'm like, the battery light's coming on. That's why the kids turned the car on earlier and the battery light was on. My daughter's like, it's because I sit in the back with my son. I don't give a shit what's going on in the front. She wants to sit up there and, you know, black it out and dance up there and do shit. So anyways, she said it's been coming on for like 2 days. I'm like, really? No, it might help if I knew what was going on with my car. In the sense of, I don't know. But obviously, you know, it's going to go out. Something's going to go out, and I'm going to have to fix that. And, you know, I'm not in a financial position to fix anything. So I've got a tower right there waiting for me. It could be there as soon as I go to turn the key. What do we use the car for? To heat it up. To be honest, we use it to heat it up in the middle of the night. We don't use it to charge the phones. As you can hear, we have an electric cord running. That we have electricity in there. And that's the second thing too. If I needed to, I could ask him. I had a space heater. He has one too. I could just run a space heater into the car. But now it becomes like, oh my gosh. Just, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, and that's it. It's like you won't let go of it until you're forced. I might have to be forced. I don't know. These are fixable things, but when you add them all up, it's like, what am I doing? Why don't I just go for something new? Oh, on that note, I was just about to end us. I really was, but then I grabbed these cards that are in between. Hold on. Hey, earlier I went chasing to see if that was one of my cards. I couldn't tell you, dude. Whatever flew out, flew up into the air and disappeared into the ozone. It could have been one of my cards that flew away earlier in that video. It was a sacrifice to the gods. Who knows? It could have been any card, too. I don't know what it was that flew away earlier. I feel like it was. There was nothing in that manhole but me and my cards. Alright, I'm going to pull a card to close this all off. But yeah, the towers are the towers. I'm just telling you, like, if I, you know what I mean? If I had to put a finger on it. And it could just be, you know, again, it's a refurbished battery. So I might just need to get it, you know, I got it refurbished, meaning it was recharged. And I just need another one. I have no idea. He said he can check that tomorrow. So we'll check that shit tomorrow. I'm going to find us a closing card. But yeah, the pinnacles are all about our reality. Coming to truth with it is just coming to acceptance. You know what I mean? The Four of Pentacles, and, you know, just really is being sat down. An isolation spirit is being sat down. What do we got? Peace. That's God's gift to the world, bro. That's the only gift you can really give. That you can't... Man, there's no price on peace, bro. People spend all kinds of money and time and energy trying to find peace. Hey, there's a head in there. I see a face in that egg. Egghead. What number is that? 23. Time for a nap. That's on 24th. There we go. Hopefully. Alright, I'm under the stars. It's hard to sleep when I'm under the stars. Freedom from attachment. Radical acceptance. That's what we talked about. Freedom from attachment. We're attached to so many things. We're parasites. We're like, this is all I have. This is what, if I don't have this, I have nothing, and I'm nothing, and I'm no one. No, you are. None of those things make you. They just make you feel comfortable. And do they really? The Oracle message. It doesn't get any better than this. A quiet mind, a heart fulfilled, freedom from want, and the soul satisfaction. That's where I've been all day. The way to peace is through radical acceptance. Everything is in your world is exactly as it should be. Harmony is beautiful. Enjoy it. That's what it said. That tower applies to me and you too. So where's the tower? Let's be honest. Where is God crumbling our lives, and we're just trying to piece it together, and we're trying to put it together, and we just don't want to let go. The peace is that's it. It's coming to acceptance with, I get what you're trying to do. And what is he trying to do? Give me a new car. Not ruin my car. He's trying to give me a new car to go with my new house and my new job and my new life. What is he trying to give you that's new? That he is ruining the old so he can give you something new. You will find the peace in this when you realize that he's trying to give you something new and beautiful. He has something new and beautiful for you. But this is going to get ugly. Relationship message. When two people are in true alignment with one another, they have an innate harmony between them. They are two perfect... I have to stop right there. There is an energy exchange between me and Russ that seems to be mellow. No matter how many times I bring him up, it's not in anger. I don't know where he is and where, you know what I mean? Like, he's obviously in his hermit mode. He's been there for quite some time. And he says he's working on his album, but I mean, there's 24 hours in a day, and how many hours are you dedicating to this idea? And how much introspective, and where is he really in his spirit? Because his spirit isn't antagonizing me, and my spirit isn't antagonizing him. And in essence, I'm not, you know what I mean? I'm not at odds with anybody's, you know, that's not true. There's friction going on with some of my other twin flames, but Russ and I seem to be not fighting. That's his song. He wrote a song. No, he did a cover for a song. It's something about that we're not fighting. Yeah. Okay. They are as two perfectly tuned instruments playing together. Sometimes it's impossible to tell who is who. Peace is yours, and it is to be savored. Prosperity message. This is one of those times when you are capable of clear vision about your work and how to create your prosperity. Whatever you're doing, keep doing it. You're called by a presence to step into your power. Just being is enough. Okay. TikTok slimes. I had said that I was going to move my work over to TikTok, right? And today I saw Wolfman posted that he found that somebody notified him that somebody was doing just that. They were raping his work and putting it on TikTok. And they were, and that he said to report them and he was going to start a TikTok. And I was like, okay, first off, none of this was spoken of until I said something the other day. Or, you know what I mean? I said my Holy Spirit was going to do it. But there's a lot of these card readers where they can take your shit and they can put it on there and they can monetize it. And this bothers you. This pisses you off because they're making money off of your teachings, off of your works, right? There's been a lot of you, and it happens to you tarot readers a lot. Has it happened to me? Possibly. Do I care? No. Because it's God's message. And if he won't let me make money off of it, he won't let them. He wants the message told, and if I won't tell it, then sure enough, he'll use some slimy motherfucker to get out there and tell it too. He uses people to spread the word. Do you know what I mean? In essence. So going back to it is like, you know, I said I was going to take my pieces of work from here to TikTok, but that's what everybody else does. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do something special on TikTok that I don't do over here. What is that going to be? I'm not sure, but it's not going to be anything that you'll find on any of my other pages. It's going to be different. And it has to be limited to short periods of time. So it can't be anything that I do over here. It'll be something. Even if it's just quick astrology, something. I'm going to do something different. But anyways, I saw that. So going back to it, I don't know. Prosperity messages, where we got that out of. Whatever you're doing, keep doing it. You are called by presence to step into your power. That's it too, is because I was being called to TikTok and I saw he was like, I'm going to have more concise messages for you. And that's it. He's just doing more love messages on different platforms. Lovely. Just being is enough. For you are in the peaceful harmony with spirit, and it shows in your work. And that's it. I told you. That's all I did today, was I was just a human being. I didn't have to serve God or his people. I could just be. That's it. That's peace. Where I didn't, you know what I mean? We didn't want or need anything. Matter of fact, actually, I think if it's not too late, I can't tell. It's not. We might go get some snacks or something, but we didn't want or need anything. We didn't need. I was going to do laundry, but then I realized I was like, I don't need to. I don't need to do anything. We gotta, you know, let's get some food, let's do some stuff. We were out playing a bunch and stuff, messing around. I didn't, you know, that's where it is. It's just peace when you don't lack anything. All right, protection. Now is the time for calmness and well-being in spite of temporary conditions. Even if there is a disordinate, page 88, notes in the music of your life. All that means is that you must go within and fine-tune the extraordinary instrument that you are. And we're talking about music, of course, as I'm going to start that. And you'll know I'll have time to do that now. I won't have to worry no more. Not that I really do, but the ego comes with worry, bro. Once I get my little spot and I start working my hours, I'll have a schedule again. You know what I mean? I could start, you know, I'll start learning my schedule, I'll start building a schedule, I'll start incorporating my music in, you know. It's going to be wonderful. It really is. But that's it, what we're doing right now. And that's what the moon card is, you know, we're fine-tuning the extraordinary instruments that we are. I'm a tool of God, and he wants to use me. Not just, you know, in this level. This is just to satisfy my flesh and that of my children and to satisfy our needs. But he has great works that he wants of me. So we need to sit down and, you know, fine-tune the instrument that I am. Find harmony within yourself, and don't look to the outer world to provide certainty. This too shall pass, and once again your life will be fulfilled with beautiful music. Isn't that beautiful? This too shall pass. These are just dark times, you know, and that's it. It's like, you know, we got a couple more beautiful days, but then, you know what I mean, the snow is going to come out, and with the weather is also, you know, it works with you. Perhaps you're not in a sunny day and things are really dark on the outside. You know what I mean? Those are a reflection. You'll learn your weather magic later. I'll teach you the weather magic, how you work with the weather and how the elements are a reflection of what's going on inside of your own seas. But for tonight, under the dark moon, I call you to go outside and, you know what I mean, be part of space and let that space fill up. Let it all boil to the top. I taught you today, you know what I mean? Let all of it come to the top and let it come crashing down on you. All the emotions, all the truth, all the dogmas, all the lies, all the insecurities, all the fears. Let it fuck you up on a Friday, because that's what we do. I'm not fucked up right now, but you can go back to any other Friday, bro. They fuck me up every Friday, bro. Right now I'm in a place of peace, but, you know, I too shall be granted peace. Don't you believe? Don't you believe I've earned a bit of peace? And it's only because it's internal. I promise you, my outside world, I got $66 to my name. You know, I got all these things falling apart, but everything's coming together. It's all going to fall apart before it all comes together. I'll run out of money before I get more money. That's how that works. You know what I mean? This car will break down before I get a new car. You know what I mean? I'll be pushed out of this house into the next house. That's just kind of how it works. It's a flow. This is how it works. And it does work. It's God's works. And I want to teach you that, you know, that's not the devil coming to get you. That's God coming to deliver you from your own hell. Hey, I love you. I will see you tomorrow on a Saturday. Saturn is pushing your limits. It's usually filled with sadness and grief because you've been pushed so far and you've had to make some fucked up decisions, and it's going to fucking stress you out and shit and fill you with a lot of sadness. Apparently the 10-day forecast says it's going to last for about 10 days. You're going to be filled with a lot of sadness for what you go through this weekend. I'm with you. I will be there to guide you and inspire you and show you how to find the peace through this. That's what I do. I'll show you how to find the light in this. But it's your inner light, and, you know, listen to that voice. Both voices. There's the dark ones that are all fearful and hateful and negative. Your shadow side. Then there's the light voices, which is, you know, everything's going to be okay, and you did great, and, you know, we're on to a great new path, and, you know what I mean? That's the light side. They work together. You don't drown out either. Listen to the darkness. Listen to your fears. You know, calm your fears, calm your feelings, understand them. Cry with yourself. Understand that you are sad, you are mad, you are all of these things. These are real feelings that are happening. Don't suppress them. Face them. And see what changes you need to make. You know what I mean? What is God destroying in your life? What is he trying to get you to let go of so that he can give you something new? Work with him and let go. Otherwise, he's still going to keep picking at it. He's going to make it harder to hold on. That's all that means, bro. It's going to get harder and harder until you have no choice but to let go. And then by then, it's even harder to let go. Seize the day. Love yous. Laters. Bye.